Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are doing replay review. Every now and then, I'll take a look at Blitz stars and see if there's pretty high damage games that have not only been posted recently, but have some pretty action-packed capabilities. And today, we are taking a look at a very, very crazy battle in the M48 Patton. So buckle up, we're gonna get straight into it. Now this game was submitted by Peepo Loves Mock. Now it wasn't sent to me, but it was posted to Blitz Stars, so that's where I grabbed it from. Thankfully, we are able to take a look at it as it is a very new replay posted just yesterday. Now I'm actually going to be starting a new series on the channel, which is replay reviews. Essentially, I want you guys to send me your high damage battles. Get something above 7,000, send it to me. I'm going to watch the replays. And a lot of people have said they want me to talk about maybe some of the mistakes made in the battle, how it could have been easier to win, to support teammates, everything like that. So if you want to see stuff like this, let me know, as this is what you guys requested in the comments, so we're going to try it. Starting off, our Patton has played in mid. And this is a very solid spot for the M48 Patton. The only reason that this position can be a little bit sus is if you don't have support from your team. We can see that this player has an entire line of players in town. We can pause it really quickly. And yeah, we got a bunch of teammates in town. And there's also some players over on the far side of caves. This is kind of like the dream scenario for the Patton here, because this player's in a situation where he's got support from the caves, he's got support from town, he's not really able to be rushed at all. And this is where the M48 Patton's very solid damage per minute is able to rip out shells already at 1,400 damage. But the enemy team has a lot of dangerous vehicles. They got a 60 TP, E100, 183, Jagdpanzer. Well, they had a 60 TP. Dude's already dead. But they got a lot of dangerous players. And a lot of them feature high alpha. In fact, the lowest damage per shot they have is a Super Conqueror. But even that tank is incredibly dangerous. Both teams are 1-1 right now, both interestingly losing a 60 TP. But our hero has not lost any health, and that is obviously incredibly important. Conserving your health early game while giving your team a consistent farm is very, very good. Unfortunately, the shell on the E100 does not pen. I don't think that's because of rammer. I think that's just because of a really, really bad RNG shot there. That was obviously never going to pen, and uh-oh, that was a poor play. As we can see, getting distracted by the E100, but hey, that was a pretty good shot into the Yag right through the hatch. That's one of those shots that's kind of like a 50-50 whether it's going to hit or not, but when it does, it feels oh so good. That's the only problem with high alpha TDs. You can spend the entire game conserving your health, you make one misplay, and boom, you are down quite a bit. That shell, I'm actually quite surprised, ended up bouncing. Maybe it was a bit too much of a snap, but it looked pretty clear to me and just didn't end up cutting through at all. But you're starting to notice that Peepo's team here is falling apart pretty quickly. The Object 752 is only at 230 HP. And even though he gets a nice shell into the Super Conqueror, well, it's a 3 versus 6 right now. Easy shot in the 100. Oh man, again. Seems like you're just snapping the shells a little bit too fast instead of giving it a teeny bit of time and allowing your gun to take some time to process. As I always talk about on the channel, reticle lag is a serious problem in this game, and if you snap your shots, what's going to end up happening is they could just miss. But right now, it's going pretty well. 4,200 damage dealt, and that is just the beginning of the damage dealt in this game. But for some reason, this yo said, I'm going to go take a stroll through the park. We're just going to drive out in the open. I will say, though, people made a bit of misfiring there. Should have cleared the E100 when he crossed in the open, instead aimed at the yo. It's not the end of the world, but if that E100 does manage to get the shot on you, it could be pretty nasty. Again, should have been aiming on the E100 when he poked there, didn't shoot him. That yo is obviously not the threat. I mean, do you see that guy? He's literally driving in circles on the road down there. So I'd much rather put my focus towards players that are actually looking at me and big threats. But as we can see, the Super Conqueror is getting bonked. And this is the great thing about the Patton, is it features enough gun depression to aim in on the Super Conqueror's lower plate. Aiming in on the E100, nice snap. That was a bit of a sus poke, I'm not going to lie. If that E100 was aiming at you, definitely could have lost a lot of HP. Also, a little surprised you did not fire a high explosive shell into the roof of that yo. Probably would have cleared him without having to worry about RNG. But so far things are going well. 6,400 damage, but Well, we can see that it is now a 1 versus 3. Thankfully, we got some easy shots on the enemy Jagdpanzer. Just like that, 6,800 has been chunked out. Now, I do find it interesting to actually leave that spot he was in. That early game position there is really good because you can spot all the TDs on that far corner. The question is where their Waffle and 183 are going to be. The Jag is about a 50-50 whether it's going to kill him or not, as it has 800 damage per shot. But the 183 is basically a guaranteed one-shot if he pens an AP shell on his tank. But as we can see, the Jag being such a large vehicle has really no chance of dealing with the Patton at all. I'm surprised Peepo didn't even load gold to see if he could pen that Jag even slightly. But good news, the Waffle is spotted. This is why I always like to carry a lot of HE shells, because as of right now, HE would be a very, very useful tool. But it's fine, you're getting AP shells out, 2 nice slaps into the enemy Waffle, 7,600 damage dealt. Again, Peepo decides to take the safe route, leaves, not choosing the risky life on the path. So what is he going to do? Well, he's got a couple options. Personally, I would probably go wide towards caves, and that's what it looks like he's going to do here. Going towards caves is obviously a very, very important decision because you can get hull down here, you can spot your opponents, and it's going to take them a very long time to catch you and dig you out. So because of that, this is a very, very good spot to go. And as we can see, Peepo is going to get hull down, but oh, that was a bit of an almost really sus play there. And what the? I don't know where that shell went. Seriously, I don't know where that went. Kind of just disappeared. But yeah, Peepo got pretty lucky that the Waffle managed to miss him because he kind of drove out in the open there. Again, know your tank's capabilities, know its awareness. Put it in a hull down spot and just wait. But you only have a minute left. That is the big problem. You have to kill 3 tanks in 1 minute. Uh-oh. Well, that's the 183. All this 183 has to do is pen 1 single shell. If he drives over the ridge, never mind. The 183 bounces the Patton turret. But, oh, that's not good. Peepo bounces a shell right on the gun mantlet. I would just load heat and shoot him in the roof. That way you don't even struggle to pen. But Peepo's getting shells out. And as long as he doesn't mess this up, he does load a heat shell to clear his enemy. 8,700 damage dealt. Waffle makes an awful play. Drives out in the open. Dies. 1 versus 1, 30 seconds on the clock. Where is the enemy Jag? He was last spotted in their spawn, kind of doing donuts. But where is he going to get spotted? Well, right in front. If Peepo takes a little bit too long to aim in, the shell gets very, very unlucky, goes high, but he is incredibly lucky that the enemy Jagdpanzer was not running tungsten, because if he was, that indeed would have been the end of that battle with only 7 health left. There were definitely some mistakes made here and there. Should have been some clears on the U100, and I'm not sure if he's running calibrated or rammer. I'm going to guess rammer because aiming at the front of the Jag, he didn't even bother loading gold, where if you are running Cali, you can cut through the front of a Jagdpanzer. So, yeah, probably running rammer there. Definitely helped, though, with the farming. And I really can't get too mad. I mean, this was a really, really solid game overall. So let's take a look at the post-game results. 9,140 damage dealt, only 1,350 blocked, but it shows just where the Patton was able to get so much out. Pulling out not only a Kalabanov's, not only an Ace Taker, not only a Radley Walters, but even on a high caliber. That means that I guarantee we are looking at a lot of credits, 384,000 earned. What an absolutely crazy game. As I said, this was posted yesterday, so pretty dang impressive. That is a higher game than I've played in probably the past year of Blitz. It always takes that little bit of luck. I'm not sure if this battle was played under 5,000 games or over, especially because I can't really see the player names as it's not on NA. But either way, great job, Peepo. Overall, some really good shooting. I would only say not to snap just because of the way the server reticle lag works. Yeah, you might miss a couple shots. In terms of the M48 Patton, this is an amazing vehicle, and we saw it work there. In terms of the M48 Patton, this is an absolutely amazing tank. It features 9 degrees of gun depression, great DPM, solid turret armor. I would actually say the turret on this vehicle rivals any tier 10 heavy hull down. It's kind of like the Concept 1B or E5 of mediums. And when you pair that with the fact it's actually got pretty solid mobility, you know, a lot of people always say the Patton's kind of slow. It is. Top speed-wise, it's slow, 48. But it's got a really good power to weight of 21 and pretty solid terrain resistances, which actually allows it to be quite a maneuverable vehicle. critical. And when you pair that with really troll side armor and just incredible overall capabilities, this is a beast in the making. I would highly recommend, if you like this type of playstyle, the Patton is definitely for you. And if you want to see more content like this, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.